Once again, we are out here in the fields looking for properties. Yes, we are out here hustling, making sure that we get out to the field and find either buyers or sellers. And what I'd like to do here in these videos is comb through the markets, comb through the streets, and look at houses in real time, not waiting for some list to load, not waiting for someone to email me something or someone other realtor to send me a property or whatever the case. I go out here and I look at properties myself, and oftentimes even the sellers themselves come out of their house and I can actually, have a conversation with them if it's possible, right? So that's why I scan and comb through these markets, trying to do a little bit extra than what the other folks out there are doing, because I'm not a commodity. I'm not someone that's just going to, do what everybody else is doing and hope for better results. We have to, in a sense, take the bull by the horns and become more proactive. So that's what I'm going to do in this video. You can shadow me, you can drive and ride along with me as I comb through the streets and as I see a property that has potential. In other words, if I see a property that has a driveway that's not plowed, or if I see a property that has perhaps fire damage like we did in a previous video, I'm going to pause. You will see on your right hand side of the screen the map, the property itself. I'll pull up some information and even reach out to the owner themselves via telephone and try to set up an appointment right then and there. And then we'll also take a look at some of the comps just to kind of show you how I look at the information and see if a property like this makes sense. Okay, so let me go ahead and get this session started with a sip of coffee here, Starbucks, and yeah, let's get going. Yes. All right, so let's go ahead and get moving. And I got everything set up. I even have a sign in my vehicle that says caution, makes frequent stops. Have a light outside as well to alert folks that I'm about business. So without further ado, let's get this started. Now, what I will do as well here in this meeting, not just drive around and just talk, right? It's not just about that. It's about also getting your mind right. That is, I don't just take this time to just look for properties. I would either be playing a podcast or an audio that would help me have a better mindset, right? Either doing that or even training myself to maybe improve in my scripts, let's say, or improve in my way that I handle my business. And that's what I like to do. I also have here some quotes, and you'll see that on the right hand side of the screen from my notes, and I will be elaborating on that. Okay, so that's what I have here as I'm combing through the streets. You can see my movement here in the notes, or in the right hand side. You'll see the work that I'm doing here, where I'm driving around, very close to a river here in Montgomery. That's what we're driving today, just scanning the areas, looking at houses, just leisurely doing this kind of work. And it's a system, right? It's something that we do on a regular basis. It's not just whenever I feel like it. This is a daily system that we just comb mechanically, or you could say organizationally, right? Like, this is a system. I love the word system that we just pursue every single day. Okay, and yeah, that's what I will be doing. So while I'm combing through, I'm going to look at some quotes and just understand, where we are as a business. I really do want to, like I said, get ideas and cement them into my mind. And I myself learn like this, right? I take an idea and then I like to teach them. I like to, talk about it. And in that way, for me, it solidifies that. So let me go ahead and just pull up one of these that you can see. And then you'll be able to understand that I myself have this kind of mindset. In fact, you know what? I can't. I found something here that I got to pause and look at this property here. All right. So we're not even able to start with the notes, and that's a good thing. That's a good thing. All right. So we are pulling up here to this property. Let me take a look here. It has a lockbox on it already, so that already indicates something to me that this property might already be taken. So let me go ahead and just pull up this information and just run some numbers here. So as you can see, this is a property here. It is not in any way different from what you see already in the photos. You can tell that the property has more than excessive wear and tear. The doors out there look identical to what you're seeing here in the Google photos. So it's one of those instances where, yeah, everything looks exactly the same, like nothing's been touched, except there's snow on the ground. That's what we're looking at here. All right. As far as property information goes, this property has 1,144 square feet in the inside. It is, we don't know right now off the bat if it has 2 beds, 3 baths, so we don't know. But judging by 1,100 square feet, it might be 2 in 1. Who knows? But we know for a fact it is a 1-car garage. It has a carport, And the driveway, it's a single lane. All right, so according to PropStream, this property does have a value of $335,000. So again, just judging by the exterior of this property, even the roof itself looks aged. So what can we offer a property like this, right? If it is a $335,000 ARV. Well, let me go ahead and bust out, like we say, or let me take out a calculator, a flip calculator. And let's say that the purchase price was, let's say, $200,000. Now, could I see if this property is in the multiple listing services? Of course, I can see that, right? It has a lockbox on it. I don't know if it was listed before, and I could pull up that information also just to see, hey, is this property on the multiple listing services right now? Let's find out. All right, so I'm pulling up this information now. I got the address. All right, so trying to do this as quickly as possible. And this one is on this road here. All right, so what I'm doing, I'm looking it up. All right, I don't see this in the multiple listing services. Okay, so that means that this property has not been listed with a realtor. So it is clearly off market. And this property does belong to someone individual. It's not an LLC. It is an individual owner. Okay, so what I'm going to do here is I'm magically out of the thin air coming up with a phone number so I could give them a call and see if I can, reach out to them. And I did find a property. I'm sorry, I did find a phone number. And guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to call them. All right, here we go. Let's see if we get contact. All right.
Your call has been forwarded to voicemail.
Leave a quick
The person
voicemail.
you're trying to reach is not available. At the tone, please record your message. When you have finished recording, you may hang up.
Hi, good morning. This is Luis Torres. I was just driving by the area here and I noticed a property on Alden Road here in Montgomery. It looks like it belongs to you here, but just reaching out to see if you are open to answering some of my questions for me. Like I said, my name is Luis Torres. I am an investor. I work with investors also. I have buyers for property just like this. So give me a call back as soon as you can and give me, let's talk about it. 630-7 number. Again, feel free to reach out to me and let's have a conversation about this property. Get it off your hands, all right? Take care. Bye. All right, so I left a voicemail here just because I was not able to do that. So I'm also going to screenshot this at my convenience, and at a later time I will reach out. So what I'll do as well, before I leave this property, I'm going to leave a note. So that way, if they don't get a text message, if they don't see a phone number coming in, I at least can see my information. In fact, I've already seen some post-it notes already posted there, but I'm still going to leave mine, right? We have to. All right, I made it back here, left a note at the door. And even if there are other post-it notes there, which, they're all faded out, mine looks bigger, it looks brighter. I have a business card that's vibrant. Might as well just do what you can to stand out. Absolutely, okay? Let me lower you here so you can see more. All right, great. That's all we got. Now let's go on to the next property, all right? That's what we do. All right, so let's go ahead and have Google Maps follow me. Let's go on to the next. It's a good find. You never know. Someone might give you a call. We got to do things differently, okay? Let me go ahead and open up more notes here. And I'm having the map follow me as well. So I have a whole setup here. If you could see what I'm looking at here, you would definitely be intrigued, especially if you're an investor or if you're a realtor that's looking to help investors out, or maybe find properties for yourself, to find out how I manage to do this kind of work. And for me, man, this is cool. It's a game. In fact, this is the first point I want to make for you, and that is this: figure out a way for you to gamify these things, right? Have a game plan. If you make it fun, if you make it entertaining for yourself, you make it fun, right? You're gonna want to do this every single day. It's not gonna be a burden. It's gonna be a game to play that you want to compete and have fun with. And that's exactly what I find myself doing. I can't wait. I dream about this kind of thing. I just want to make sure that I get it going. All right, coming up to a property here. Excuse me. And I see storage containers. I see movement going on here. So I really do want to see if these folks are, making a move anytime soon. So that's exactly what I'm going to do right now, and see if I could, put in some information here. All right. So let me actually just pull up here and see if I could leave them a note, because they have a moving container outside, they have trash outside, and I want to just ask if they have any plans. If not, you know what, we'll just get moving. I'm gonna get one of my business cards out. I'm not gonna leave a note like that because there's somebody in the garage, and I'm going to see what I can do here. All right, we're back. So turns out they're just remodeling the house for them to, you know, enjoy at a later time. So that's all good. We are all about just helping people out and understanding their process. I mean, again, this is where I see, if I see an opportunity, I'm just gonna go ahead and ask if they need some help. Maybe they do need help finding a realtor. They're thinking about selling in a couple of months, and I'm the first person to see. See, I heard it many times that people would work with the first realtor they see or they work with, right? Why would they want to shop around realtor after realtor? Now, some might, and that's okay. But you know, if most people select the realtor to work with the first person they see, then why not? If I'm driving the neighborhoods and I see them remodeling and they probably want to make a move in the future, because I'm already there, because I already was driving the market, not only did I get to contact them, but also they got to see my face, they got to, you know, taste and see my personality and who I am, and they could decide if they want to do business with me in the future or not. That's basically how I, you know, approach it. That's my logic behind doing Driving for Dollars. It's not just to look for ugly houses, but it's also to find not ugly people, but beautiful people that are looking to make a move here in the future. And then, you know, they get a chance to, you know, see what I'm doing and what I'm about. Okay, so that's basically my logic here with this. All right, so back to what I was saying. All right, as I'm still driving the areas, looking for opportunities, etc. And that is about gamification. Just make it fun for you. You know, find a way to make it competitive, make it fun, entertaining for yourself. And if you do that, it'll be great. I mean, you think about basketball players and, you know, the process of them shooting hoops, putting a ball through a basket over and over and over again, it eventually might become boring, right? If you're running up and down or up and down and they keep doing this over and over again for years and years, it might be almost insane. Why would you want to keep doing that over and over again for no apparent reason? Isn't it more fun when someone makes it into a competition, right? Think about, again, sports. You're thinking about basketball, and just think about basketball for a change. It's boring if you're only putting the ball through a hoop many times. It's basically like shooting around. I mean, if you go to the gym, you shoot around maybe for like 20 minutes, but you don't do that all day long. Because if you do, without any aim, without any purpose, it just becomes boring. But the moment you start to track your results and to start to make it fun and competitive, that's where it becomes something else. Like, it really can become competitive, right? And it can be something good for you in the future, especially for those athletes. They track their progress, they track their numbers, then they give accolades, they give championships, they give money because they have been competing. They've been able to measure themselves against their other results. And because they tracked their numbers, they were able to, you know, improve, or find opportunities where they need to improve. And that's why, you know, we do what we do, okay? So that's, you know, a reason why you want to gamify things. And also, like Tom Toole said, is track your progress, track your numbers. Let me ask you a question. Do you track your numbers? As I'm seeing a property here. All right, very good. So, all right, found something. You gotta stop everything. All right, don't let me forget what I was just telling you about right now, okay? Tracking your numbers, tracking your statistics, okay? We're gonna talk about that right now, but in the meantime, guess what? We just found a property. So I'm gonna zoom in and see if I could pull up a street view. There it is. Thank you, Google. All right, so I'm looking at this property right here, okay? All right, that's what I'm looking at right now. And let me see if I could see the property number. Yeah, it's gotta be this one. All right, so this one is a property. It has square feet. It says 13,104 square feet. I don't believe it for a second. It might be 1,300 square feet. All right, and this property doesn't show how many beds and baths it has, so it's fine. It also says the lot is 9,000 square feet, but the property is 13,000 square feet. How does that make sense, right? So it might be that the property is maybe 1104 square feet. Maybe there was a digit in there, and it makes more sense if it was 1,100 square feet. So again, it could be 2-bed, it could be 3-bed. We'll see, right? And according to this, the value of this property could be, in its fully fixed up mode, maybe 300,000 estimated value according to PropStream. According to the comps here, what I've noticed is that it's only 2 comps, right? So it's not a lot. And the average sale price, according to PropStream, is 170. So from 170 to 300, you have to really dig down much more deep. I'm not going to do that here in this video, because what we can do is, you know, pull up the comps and whatnot. But knowing the area, you know, I just gotta see what the numbers look like. But according to PropStream, the estimated value is $300,000. Okay, that's what it's saying. All right, let me pull this up. All right, great. Now let's find out if this property belongs to somebody or is it an LLC. According to what I found, this property does belong to a private owner, right? So let me see if I can pull up some information and give this person a call and find out. In the meantime, let me go ahead and that tastes good. All right, these are on the do not call list, so I'm not gonna call them, but I will see if there's another way that I can reach out. Maybe leave one of my letters, one of my nice little flyers at their door, and then we'll get a move on. Okay. All right, so this is the person's name. All right, let me just say, hi, is this the person? All right, and let me go ahead and leave a note. I was able to leave a note at their property. That's all we can do at this point. There's no other way to contact them, and clearly that property could use some work. All right, let's go on to the next property. Let's keep going around here. So I'm just looking at the screen. I'm looking at the streets I have not driven. You say, well, how do you keep track of that? Well, you have to just wait and see. But I do use PropStream, which is a very, very valuable tool. All right, so I'm gonna make a left here. Mindful of all of the streets. A lot of opportunity in this place. I really like this neighborhood. I actually sold a property here. I closed on it last week. So it's a promising place. Okay, so tracking, right? That's the number 2 thing we're going to talk about, right? We talked about number 1, gamification. Number 2, we're going to talk about tracking your numbers, okay? Tracking. What are the key performance indicators that you have in your business? Well, I can't speak about your business because I don't know you. However, what I do know is that in my business, key performance indicators, that is those items that are in your business, right? Activities that really do move the needle, right, in the right direction. Moving the needle. Let me kind of go put you back here. All right. So what are those activities that make you money? In my business, it is talking to people. It is making phone calls. It is following up with folks, setting appointments. All these things, right, are things that you need to have. And this is another area, which is, again, driving the markets, seeing opportunities here, and, you know, seeing things in real time. So I track that. Now, one of the ways in which I track, let's say, phone calls, I use an application. And obviously reach out to me if you want to know what application it is. But I use this application to track my phone calls. And it does it for me. And then I have a daily goal. I have a full-time goal. And that is when you're working full-time in the business. And then if you're working part-time in the business, I also have some plans for you. You know, we can come up with a plan for you that could help you understand, you know, how your business should run. But I have a part-time goal as well. So if I were to do this business part-time, I would have the set plan. I would say, for example, I want to do 100 cold calls today. In my numbers, because I track them, I can understand that if I make 100 cold calls, it would lead me to have at least 1 to 2 new leads based on those 100 cold calls. Right? That's because I'm tracking this information. And once you track it, you'll be able to understand, hey, how many calls it takes to get you a good number, or, you know, get you a lead, right? How many folks you would generate, how many leads you would generate if you made X amount of calls or X amount of conversations. Do you track this information? Do you track how many people you spoke with, right? Do you track how many appointments you made? How many calls does it take for you to make an appointment? And of those appointments, how many of those turn into signed agreements, right? Even then, I myself, I know that for every 10 in-person appointments that I make and meetings I hold, I can sign about 8 of those, right? And I want to make it 9 out of 10. So I'm working on improving my own way of of communicating in my own presentation style, right? I'm always improving. So yeah, keep and track your KPIs, key performance indicators. What are they? In my business, I know what they are. Again, like I told you, that's what I'm going to do, and I expect to grow in this, okay? Obviously, yes, we want to grow. And look, I know this for a fact. The more I work in my business, the more that I work on, like I said, the key performance indicators, I will see for myself what I need to do, what I need to work on. The more I work in my business, and the more I have meetings like this with myself every single day, I really don't need someone else telling me what I need to do. I know the key performance indicators, and that's what's going to cause me to grow, okay? So that's what I'm going to say about that. All right. So, yeah, even hearing this excites me about the whole real estate business. So that's good to know. All right, so let's go ahead and pop out one of these quotes here and see where we are. All right, notice this. Watch this right here. It says here, you are an appointment setting machine. Absolutely. Now, again, I'm driving right now. We're calling this driving for deals. This is good. This is a fresh way and a great way to get your face out there into the neighborhood and not just throw business cards around, but actually, show your face and show it out. But there comes a time when you're going to sit at the office. There's going to be a time for you to sit and make phone calls, right? And that's okay. That's what we expect to do. When I sit down in the office and start making my calls, I switch. I'm no longer, working on face-to-face. Now I'm working on my voice. And my voice becomes my face. Let that sink in. My voice becomes my face. My face is, what you see, right? Hey, how's it going? That's my face, right? And it's a warm feeling, right? Good vibes you give out to the world. But now that you're over the phone, your voice becomes your face. And it's the tonality. It's the way in which you communicate. And, your little laughs here and there, or the way you are patient, you're not interrupting folks, etc., right? All these things matter. All right. When I'm sitting down making calls like this, what's going to happen is I become, in my mind, I see myself as an appointment setting machine. Oh yeah, appointment setting machine. That is that, hey, I want to make sure I am making as many appointments as possible, all right? That's what I'm doing. I'm not here to make friends over the phone. I'm looking at this property here. I see, looks like it hasn't been driven. I want to say I've visited this property before in the past, but let me actually take a look at this. Move this out of the way. Does it work anymore? Did it get frozen? There it is. All right, follow me. Where are you at? All right, there it is. Kind of zoom in a little bit here. Street view, and there we go. All right, so where are we? I don't know if I'm going to be able to find you here. Let's see. Alright, well, maybe not. Oh, there it is. Okay. That's why. Alright, so I'm looking at... Oh, maybe it's this one. Yep, it is. Alright, so that's all you're going to get. Alright, so this property here, I'm looking at it. It's a single-story ranch home. It's got 4 windows and a door in the middle. And it has... Again, 13,824 square feet. These numbers are not accurate. In fact, it doesn't even tell me how many beds and baths it has. It's okay. We're going to have to just work with what we got, okay? The lot square footage is 16,497 square feet. And what I'm going to do is just say this, right? And this has an estimated value of $242,000 according to PropStream this property has, okay? I'm going to find out if this is an LLC or if it's an individual owner. All right, it looks like it's an individual owner, and I am going to make a phone call. Found it. Let's call. Let's see. So that's 3 properties we found today already. And many more to come.
Your call has been forwarded to voicemail. Record your message. When you have finished recording, you may hang up.
Hi, good morning. This is Luis Torres. I'm actually an investor here. I work with investors also in a property, and I was driving by here on Durango Road and I noticed your home here. And I wanted to ask you if you had any plans on this property. If you want to know how much this property, can sell for, if you want to know how the market is doing, reach out to me. I can give you an idea of what this home could sell for, and just help you with this home in case it has become a burden for you. I could give you an idea of what it could, how it can perform. Give me a call back at 6307 and reach out. Let's have a conversation about it, and I'd love to have a conversation, like I said, with you. Okay, so thanks a lot. Have yourself a great day. Bye. All right, so just reached out. Look, the voicemail doesn't have to be crazy elaborate, doesn't have to be amazing and bring a tear to your to your eye. No, it doesn't. Basically, you're just reaching out, letting them know that you can help them with whatever you need, that they might need help with. And that's it. That's basically the gist of it. People don't write down and have a transcription of what you say. Just the gist of it, that hey, somebody called, they said they're looking to help out in this property here. Let's give them a call back. That's it. I mean, ask them, like, what do you remember from this voicemail? Nothing. I just know somebody called and asked me for help. That's it, right? So that's why I'm a firm believer in spontaneity in these calls, because that's really what makes you stand out, right? You ask any realtor that's making cold calls, even them, right, that are a rare breed, they will, almost sound scripted. And that's great for you. If you need to be scripted and call, if that helps you, go for it. But I like to be spontaneous and unscripted. But at the end of the day, I still want them to understand that I'm about, helping them sell their property. That's the gist of it, right? And it helps me to be standing out, separate, because I'm not scripted. I'm not coming with them with. I have an agenda. I want to help them out, but I want to make sure that it's natural conversation. If you can picture that. All right, got a little bit wet here. This property actually ended up knocking on their door. It's not a bad idea to knock on the door, really. I mean, I could do that, and I can have a conversation with the person in there, and that wouldn't be a bad thing. So that's fine with me. But nobody answered, so I left them a note, handwritten note on the door, just looking for, see if I can help them out in the future. All right, and I left a voicemail too, right? So we did plenty of communicating here. All right, let's go on to the next. Just looking for properties that have a need. Okay, wow. This one is good. All right, this one looks like it was remodeled recently, just down the street, literally a few houses down. There is activity on their driveway. However, just looking at the home itself, looks like it was recently remodeled, right? In fact, let me show you just what I'm looking at here. What number is it? I don't see a number. Let me see if the neighbors have a number. Okay, so they're on the opposite side. All right, so I know exactly where we are. Okay, so, and all right, there it is. And it might be, where are we at? Let me see if I can find it. Very nice. All right. All right, so you see this property here on your screen. It looks, it looks dated, right? The colors are beige, brown, right? A little bit of white, and you can see that. Now the new modern colors, at least for this property, is looking white, black trim. The roof is also fairly new. I mean, the temperatures are right now 35 degrees, so it's starting to melt the snow. This whole week we're going to have a lot of melting going on, a lot of rain and temperatures coming up, so it's going to be a problem for me when I want to see properties that have driveways that are, filled up. But it's fine. This property also has brand new windows, so that's what called my attention to this property, is that all the windows have a label on it, obviously new windows. And I'm thinking, hey, maybe they want to, sell it. I mean, the project might be coming to completion in the next few days, who knows? So I'm going to leave a note at the door and, find out. Now, let me find out also if this is an individual owned property. This property has 1,037 square feet. Okay, it might be too bad. It is owned by an LLC. Okay, no big deal. We can't call them, right? We don't have that access to that information. However, I will leave them one of my notes, right? One of my notes here with my business card. And whoever comes out here, if they want to sell this property or consider me, I can definitely leave this note. So let me make this real quick. All right, we were able to go out there and take a look at this property. It looks cool, I left my note at the door. I played with some snow also. because it's getting warm and that snow's gonna go, and coming with March, it might be one of the last times we get to make some snowballs. Who knows? So let's keep it moving. Let's see what else we got. Okay. All right. So we're driving for dollars, and we're driving for deals. Just a few more minutes here. Thanks a lot for hanging out with me here. Another video. We're just talking about. We're just hanging out, right? We're just talking about properties, hanging out, and looking for deals. That's good. Pistachio latte. All right. So we were just today we found, I think it was 4 properties now that could use some work, right? Or could use some help from a realtor. All right, just looking around, and so like I was saying before, pull up the note here for you. You know, we are appointment setting machines. So when we, get to the office, I put on my appointment setting hat, and we gamify it, right? How do you gamify setting appointments? That's a question that we want to ask. How do we gamify it? Well, the way, let me see, where should I go? I'll go this way. The way we can gamify it is just having maybe a board, a whiteboard, let's say, or your calendar, and see how many appointments you can fill. And every single conversation comes with a purpose. The purpose is, hey, I want to see how many folks I can put into this board and fill it up. And that's cool. And that's good for me too, because when I am setting appointments, I can definitely make this into a game. And when these appointments are happening, they're not hindering me, they're helping me, right? Anytime I even show property, it's an opportunity, it's a game, right? I want to perform like a Michael Jordan, right? Perform and get the work done. Now, see another property here. I left them flyers before, and as a matter of fact, that might be one of mine. Who knows? Let me go ahead and do this work. It doesn't say no soliciting, so I'm going to go ahead and do this. All right, so we found another. This is number 5, right? It's a game. So here we go. Pull that information up. All right, and so it's the number. Let's just take a look. Give me the street view, please. There it is. Okay, great. This property right here. All right, this one here is a property. It has an estimated value of 301. It does have 3 beds, 1 bath, 1,300 square feet. This property has. And what we're gonna have here is, I'm gonna find out if it is, okay, so it is a government-owned building. I'm gonna pass this one because I'd rather talk to somebody who's either an LLC or it is a individual-owned. All right, and because it's not, I'd rather not. Plus, I already left them a business card before, and I did not get a call from them. So we're gonna keep moving things along. All right, let's keep it going. So yes, we are appointment setting machines. We want to fill up that calendar and see how many we can fill up. Let's go on, or you can even compete in your office and say, okay, who wants to compete with me? Let's just do this together and see who can fill up our calendar the fastest, and have blocks of time set apart, right? And say, okay, I want to fill up my calendar right now. Let's see who's the first to fill up these blocks. Let's just say, okay? So that's what we are, appointment setting machines. All right, and finally, let's talk about this, all right? One of the things I do when I am presenting, again, another game that I play, right? When I am presenting either a buyer's consultation or a seller's consultation, is I like to teach him and aim for that appointment. One of the things I'd like to do in my presentation slides is make it interactive, make it fun, make it look good, right? And every single slide that I have is basically an advertisement of why they should choose you and how you can perform better, right? And so when I do my presentations, I don't sit there and talk about other realtors. Like, they don't even exist in my presentation. It's all about me and what I can do to help you, to help them, right? It's me and you right now. Now, you might say something about, hey, the typical realtor will do X, Y, Z, but I will do this and I will help you, right? Because in my presentations, when I am talking to folks in front of me about what I can do for them, it's basically what I can do for them. I share with them how I'm different, and every single slide is me selling them on how I perform. So that's a good thing for us to do here as well. All right. So that's why I make sure my slides are tailor-made so that every single slide is me convincing them, right? Just win after win after win. And also, it might be helpful for you to have a ledger, a journal, a book, a collection, all right, of your victories, of those times that you did win. You had a great interaction, you had a great transaction. Were you able to help your client? What are your wins? All right, figure those out, and yeah, reach out and see what you can do and then incorporate those wins into your presentation. Even now, I have a packet, and I'm not going to get into this right now because we're talking about what we can do to grow. But you know, I do incorporate Zillow reviews into my presentation. I want to do that because there's something called social proof that people are won over. You win their hearts because you talk to them about your wins and losses, right? So make sure that you are winning and make it competitive, make it fun for you, and set up these systems in a way where you can grow, okay? So yes, with that said, I think I'm going to wrap up this meeting here with you, this session of driving for dollars. As I'm driving around here, people are looking at me with my vehicle, looking like a cop. They're like, hey, what's he doing? No, I'm a realtor. I can help you sell. So that's what we're going to do here. As I continue to drive, that's what we're going to do. If you want more content like this, make sure to leave a comment below and let me know what kind of content you want me to make here for you in the future. And with that said, I'm going to keep on driving. I'm going to keep on moving, okay? I am not going to stop. All right, so just catch me doing this work constantly. And yeah, let me know what you guys think. So with that said, let's go ahead and have ourselves a successful day.